What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video on how to build a website from absolute scratch. In this video, we are going to be going over SSL certificates. SSL certificates or HTTPS over HTTP. So what that means is that is this right here. So for example, in our layout, we've got in this corner, we've got our website. In this top corner, we've got FileZilla, which is how we send files back and forth from the server. And here we've got our text editor, Visual Studio Code. And then we also need to have a terminal so that way we can connect and run commands on the server, which I'll show that in a second. But anyway, this is our site here. What we are going to be doing in this video is we are going to be doing the SSL certificate. So this thing right here. So you see how it says not secure. Also, if you go here, you're going to get a message that your web browser is going to say, whoa, are you sure you want to go there? That doesn't look safe. So if we click this, we can see, woody79.com, our domain that we got from the other videos, and your domain when you do it for yourself. It says your connection to the site is not secure. You shouldn't enter any sensitive information on this site, for example, passwords, credit cards, because it'll be stolen by attackers. That is very true. The reason this is there, if you guys don't know what an SSL certificate is going to do, first of all, it's going to make this HTTPS over HTTP. So if I just typed in HTTP // I could get to here, but I cannot get to here if I did HTTPS // which is pretty much all websites are HTTPS. So if I tried that, it's just going to spin forever and say it can't be reached because we have not set up Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. That's what HTTPS stands for. Hypertext Transfer Protocol is regular HTTP, which that's what this is right here. So anyway, what this means without having that SSL certificate on there and having the secure, any data that comes into the site or goes out of the site goes in plain text. So a middleman between you and the server, or between the server and wherever it's going after, a middleman can intercept that data, and all of the stuff you entered on that site is completely plain text. It's straight what you entered into that site. So for example, if you have a login on here, or you need to enter any credit card information to buy something on woody79.com, currently that will be sent in plain text to the server. And somebody could go and intercept that and then steal all your credit card information, your passwords, a bunch of bad stuff. We want to secure that down. The SSL certificate will encrypt all of that data, so it's not going to go over in plain text. It's going to go into a bunch of random destroyed-looking symbols or letters or whatever it is. You can't read it. So that is the purpose. Whoops, I hit my microphone. That is the purpose of why we need to do this here. And then this not secure will go away, and you can access this site via HTTPS. So anyway, without further ado, let's get started into this now that you guys know why we are doing this. So again, we have Visual Studio Code over here. We can open up a terminal inside of this. So for example, command prompts, this thing. This is how we accessed our server before, but we want to access it through Visual Studio Code. So for connecting to the server, we don't need this. We can actually get that same thing if we go to terminal, so hit this hamburger icon, or if this is a little bit smaller, I'll just make it a little smaller. You'll see more and more items will pop up here on your computer, but I'm trying to keep it a little bigger so you guys can see it on your screens. So anyway, let's make a new terminal, and I actually made another one here. I'm actually gonna delete that and make a new terminal so that way, okay, cool. We've got a blank terminal before even connecting, just so you guys can see everything from start to finish. We are in command prompt. This is actually command prompt right here. This is telling us we're in command prompt. So exactly what I just pulled up on the screen. We are going to SSH root at our IP address for the server, and then hit enter, and it will connect you to the server again on VS Code like you would have on the other one. I'm going to blur out my IP address. Of course, my IP address is on here. I'm just going to clear off the screen with the commands, clear, and now we have an empty screen. So anyway, what we want to do here is we're just going to send a few commands, and we are going to secure down the domain woody79.com. So again, this works perfectly the same as command prompt, just as you saw command prompt that we were doing before, in case you guys are a little weirded out by it. But it's cool. We have everything we need on the one page, so we can see everything happening in real time. So anyway, what we need to do is we need to actually install our certbot. So our certbot is going to automatically update our certificates using the Acme protocol. So Acme is the automated certificate manual expert. I don't know what it automatic certificates like renewals. It automatically renews your certificates when they expire because they only last a few days. Or not a few days, a few months, but it probably goes down to a few days in a few years. That's going to keep renewing them into new certificates so that way people won't hack and get into the encryption, figure out how to decrypt your information on these SSL certificates. So anyway, we're going to set that up to automatically run as well. So we need to install certbot. So I'm just going to paste in a few commands. I'll also put those commands in the description below. I'm not going to spend extra time typing them out, but we're going to sudo for saying this is a like run this as administrator, sudo. Or if you're root, you don't need sudo. We're going to do apt install certbot Python 3 certbot Apache, and then we're just going to do automatic yes. We're adding the yes flag to it. So hit enter, and then we're going to start installing the certbot with Python 3. So it's working. It's going to be installing the certbots. There it goes. All right, we are done. We've installed certbot. The next thing we want to do is, we obviously want to make sure that our server is actually, woody79.com is actually pointing to our server. So what we can do is we can just type in ping woody79.com. And what that's going to do is that is going to ping our server. And yes, this is the server IP that we just logged onto the server with. The server that I just, pasted. We don't have to keep pasting that. So Control C, that's going to stop that ping. So anyway, we know that woody79.com is pointed at our server. So that's all we needed to know, is that our server is being pointed right there. So anyway, once we've done that, we need to do our certificates. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a very quick command, and it's going to do it for us right away. So if we do this command, once we've installed certbot, if we do sudo certbot Apache, since we have an Apache web server, we're going to do the -d, which is the domain, or not domain. This is DNS. The -d is DNS, woody79.com, and then we're going to do another DNS, -d, www.woody79.com. This will allow us to go to woody79.com, or we can access it by www.woody79.com. So we are going to verify both of them and make them both HTTPS. So let's hit enter there. And it is going to make a whole log, a let's encrypt log, and it wanted an email address. Okay, yeah. If you really want to skip this, you can run the client with. Okay, so give an email for renewal and security notice. So just type your email in there real quick. Okay, read the terms of service. Do you agree for the Acme server? Yes. Will you be willing to once your first certificate is successfully issued to share your email address with the electronic frontier? No, because we don't need to, and more privacy. Okay, requesting a certificate for both of those. Deployed the certificates. The certificates are now there. We have successfully enabled HTTPS, and there we go. Now if we do certbot certificates, we can now see that our cert is enabled for woody79.com. We can see the certificate name, the serial number, which is going to be covered for you guys. And then we can see the domains or the DNSs from what we typed in our command, both woody79.com and www.woody79.com. We can see the expiration date, which these are valid for 89 days for Let's Encrypt. Again, these will go down as there only can be 45-day at most, so like 44 days is going to be their most they can do in Let's Encrypt in a few years in 2029. if in case you were ever curious, and then where it was saved at inside of your actual folders. So if we go ahead and refresh this here, look at that. We have a completely brand new site. So just like that, we are already set. We're already good to go. We have woody79.com. It no longer says not secure. We go and look at, if we click this, it's going to say woody79.com connection is secure. So if we click connection is secure, your information, for example, password, credit card, is private when it's sent to this site. It's because our certificate, our SSL certificate, is in there now, and it is encrypting the data that is getting sent to and from your site. So if we click this, we can see that, oh, hey, our common name is woody79.com. It is coming from Let's Encrypt of their E8 certificate. And then it was issued on December 30th, the day I recorded this video. And it expires on March 30th, 2026. So good for 3 months. If we go look at the details, we scroll down here, we can actually see subject alternative name. So if you scroll there, it's small screen, so it's hard for me to find it. If we go to the inside the extensions area and then certificate subject alternative name, we can see the DNS Woody79 and the DNS www.woody79.com are all protected. And so if we use www.woody79.com to come to here, we are also going to be protected here as well. So now everything is encrypted and set to the site. So however, if I put an HTTP, you'll still be HTTPS. So even if I tried going to HTTP, woody79.com, it is going to automatically redirect you to the secure version. So everything is all good. We don't have to worry about anything else. That is how to secure your website down, so that way you don't have to worry about anything else related to that. So in our next video in the series, we're going to be going over actually building the components of the website, adding text up here on the, the top bars up here, maybe adding the favicon, putting some stuff in here. And I'll probably have some stuff ready to go as well, so that way you can see how things are ready to go. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate all the supports on the entire series. Thank you guys so much. Remember to comment, like, subscribe if you guys want more, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Woody79, from the ring to the repo, just a real beast with a face-off ego. Whether you code, score, drop a sick line, it all goes down on Woody79.